There is no money in poetry, but there's no poetry in money either. Robert Graves said that once, and I guess he was right. Poor and content is rich, and rich enough. William Shakespeare said that once as well. I suppose there is some solace to be found in these words. Nothing beats being an artist in the most financially crippling time in our history. At times, I cannot help but get discouraged. Then, I dip this brush into paint and take to a canvas, and I realize that creating something is far more precious than all the jewels in the world.
Speaking to yourself again, I hear.
Well, I have to keep myself entertained somehow.
You have your paintings. I would say that is a great way of entertainment.
Ah, yes, but they are very unresponsive when I speak to them.
You know what I mean. I'm still amazed by how you do all this.
Well, thank you. Now, I believe that
I hope that one day you'll be able to teach me.
Yes, well, that will all depend on you, my love, accepting my hand in marriage.
Darling, must we discuss this now? We have all the time in the world.
We don't, and you know that. The answer always lies within the silence.
Bruno.
It's a matter of money, isn't it, Sophia? Just say it.
It isn't a matter of what I want.
Then what?
I can't do this right now.
Wait. Have I ever told you the story of the wealthy merchant's daughter?
I don't know, Bruno. You come up with a new story for every occasion.
Ah, but this is no story. It's a story of my ancestors.
Not right now.
Please, just give me a moment of your time.
Fine.
Thank you. So, it's 1812. Now, there are two locations you should take note of. Old Nicole in the East End of London, a place tarnished with crime, poverty, and havoc. Now, most in London, they don't talk about slums such as these, where women sell themselves to earn money for their families. Children roam the streets begging for food, and boys try to sell you newspapers that were thrown away by the wealthy. But travel north, just 5 blocks, and you're in the bustling center of London. And it's here that you'll find the jewelry shop of a Jewish merchant named Clyde Adams. Clyde is known throughout London for his fine work and exceptional craftsmanship. People come from all over England to buy his watches and to have them fix his broken ones. His dedication to the craft allows him to make a fine living, and everything he does is for his daughter, Julianna. This is where our story begins.
Ah, Caldwell. You're just in the nick of time. I've just finished polishing your pocket watch.
Ah, so soon.
When you've been a jeweler for over 20 years, you learn a thing or two.
Well, what shall my total be?
Be £5. I'll give you a bit of a discount for coming in so early.
Very well. Here you are.
All right, you're all settled then.
Thank you. Clyde, your work around here is very much appreciated. I've actually come to talk to you about matters regarding something else. If you'll give me a moment of your time.
Well, yes, of course.
So, I was wondering, is your daughter looking for a suitor?
What?
A suitor, a husband?
I'm quite aware of what a suitor is. I just don't think that term and Julianna go together very well, if you understand what I mean.
Yes, well, your daughter, sir, I've grown quite fond of her.
Fond? Hold on. Julianna, will you please quiet down up there?
I'm sorry, Father.
Sorry, you were saying you have grown fond of her?
Yes, very much so.
Fond of her or fond of her looks? Which is it?
Well, of her.
Julianna, what is going on up there? Mila, when did Mila even get up?
Now, besides having wealth and a great living, the merchant had something else that he cherished more than anything in the entire world. A beautiful daughter, just shy of 19, Julianna Adams. Now, this girl has the type of energy and vibrance that shocks a room to life when you enter it.
Mila, show my father the wedding dance we were working on. Now, Mila has 2 left feet, but just show him. Yeah.
Julianna, your mischance can wait. We have a guest.
Oh, hello, Mr. Caldwell.
Good evening, Julianna. How do you do?
Thank you. You men in your chivalry, when will the world tire?
I guess when you women tire of us.
I believe that already has happened. What can I do for you today?
Well, your father and I were actually discussing matters regarding you. Would you like to go on a date with me tomorrow?
What would we be doing?
Perhaps a walk, maybe a picnic.
Well, I guess that would be up to my father then.
What? Why is this up to me all
You
of a
have the
sudden?
ultimate say.
Well, do you want to go out with this man?
I don't have a reason to not want to go.
Well, then go.
All right then, you have my father's blessing.
Wonderful. I'll be here tomorrow at noon then. Until then.
Julianna, what is wrong with you?
Father, everything I have learned is so gracefully learned from you.
All right, it is way past my bedtime.
Will you come with me tomorrow?
To picnic?
Yes, don't you think that's a wonderful idea, Father?
What? No, why would you? You know what? Go right ahead, if that is what will please you.
It would. Paka Mila. What a charming young lady. I mean, learning how to speak Russian may have been my best idea yet.
Oh, yes, because you'll need to learn how to speak Russian so very often in this modern world.
I do wonder why Alan wants to take me out so suddenly.
Well, a lot of young men do, my darling.
Oh, yes, I'm aware.
Right. Well, you see, the age you are at is the age where a lot of young women begin to marry and start a family.
I suppose.
Right. So a lot of these young men are looking to ask you for your hand in marriage.
Then I'll just have to tell them no, won't I?
Julianna, can we please have a serious conversation about this?
Of course, Father, I will try to behave.
I just think that maybe you should settle down a little bit. Maybe give someone a chance.
May I speak of what I believe?
Of course, my darling.
I think if I were to marry, I think I'd want to marry someone the exact opposite of Sir Caldwell.
And what do you mean by that, my love?
I don't know. I can marry Marvin, though. He seems really fun.
Marvin? Mila's brother? He's your cousin.
Don't act like it hasn't been done before.
Oh, forget I said anything.
Father, do you wish to marry so soon?
No, but I want to make sure that you are soon to be secured.
And if that's what you wish, I will consider opening my heart.
Okay. But above all else, I don't want you to settle. I want to be very clear about that. The last thing I would want is for you to marry some Chagatz. And I get the feeling that Alan Caldwell is not one.
Clyde became a widower when Julianna was just 11. Since then, he has done everything in his power to give Julianna all she ever wanted, except what she really wanted was far more than luxury or material things. She had a craving for all things prodigious. Not even she knew this.
Oh, Julianna, would you look at that?
Thank you.
Oh, you look fine, dear.
Fine.
Beautiful. You look beautiful, darling.
Thank you. No, Lady Anne had made this dress just for me. It's really pretty. Oh. Can one of you please pay attention to me?
You
You
are
just
just
look
so
wonderful,
stunning,
darling.
Julianna. No one compares.
That must be him.
Oh, my. Julianna, you are looking magnificent.
Thank you. Lady Anne hand stitched this dress just for me.
Well, and it is very becoming on you.
So I assume you're ready to take us out?
Us?
Yes, you, me, Mila, and Alexandra.
No, I promise I've been no trouble, Mr. Caldwell. I hardly speak any English.
I would love for her to see more of London. I thought this would be the perfect opportunity.
Yes, right. Well, the more the merrier, right, Clyde?
Oh, yes, of course.
Greetings, it is I, Alexandra. Why, hello.
Sure, Alexandra. Just invite yourself right in. No need to knock.
Well, you must be Sir Caldwell. You're much more handsome than they described you.
I have been described in an absurd manner, so I've heard.
Oh, no, not at all. I just don't think it's possible to describe such looks.
You all have a walk to be on?
Yes, right. Well, I'll have your daughter back before supper.
Very well.
See you later, Papa. And don't worry, I will not settle. Aren't you going to escort me?
Yes, you were just a bit fast.
Okay, well.
Boy, the amount of gray hair that child has put in my head is unmeasurable.
Julianna was a very out-of-the-ordinary girl, you see, and that's because she directed her attention to things most out of the ordinary, considering her life had everything to do with the ordinary. She loved her father and was grateful for all that he had been able to provide for her. But she never really gave much mind to what most of the girls her age did. She was no rebel. She was just an odd girl, and very lonely at times. She didn't have anyone really besides Mila and her father to give her company, so when men would enter the jewelry shop looking to court her, she would take to the men quickly, for she thought as though she had found a friend. Unfortunately, the men were taken aback quickly due to her very talkative nature. See, men at the time preferred their women to be silent and pretty, and while Julianna was very beautiful, she was anything but silent.
Coming. Yes, sir. How may I assist you?
Oh, I've been looking for an earring and this seems like the place to get one.
Oh, yes, indeed it is. What exactly can I help you find?
An earring?
Well, yes, but I mean, what kind of an earring?
There's different kinds?
Sure, we have gold and silver.
Just something that'll last nicely, sir.
I take it you work at sea?
I'm a sailor, sir.
I assume you would want it to be engraved with your name and hometown?
Hardly necessary, sir. Don't have the family or money for that.
Why do you want it then?
I just think it looks quite nice.
How's this? I'll let you pay for the piece, and I'll engrave it free of charge.
You don't need to do that for me, sir.
If you get lost at sea and wash up somewhere, I want you to make sure you have a proper burial. I insist.
Well, thank you, sir. I do only have £1.50. Is that all right?
That'll be fine, but pay me when you pick it up. I want to be sure you're happy with your service. Just write the information here. All right, very well then,
Oh,
Mr.
Father,
Monroe.
I had a wonderful time on my day adventure. Guess what?
Oh, Juliana, must you interrupt me and my client right now?
I'm Julianna, and I'm the daughter of a very successful jeweler.
She has this thing where she has to introduce herself to all of my customers.
Nice to meet you, Julianna.
I do apologize.
What exactly are you apologizing to him for?
I'm apologizing for you and your rudeness.
Rude. Mila, Alan, am I rude?
Oh, no, not at all, Julianna. How dare you?
Thank you. Alan?
No way, not at all.
Thank you. See?
Juliana, can we please finish up here?
What are you doing? Oh, an earring, I see. Well,
Yes,
I think
Juliana.
This one was really nice to the complexion. So
Juliana, please.
It's quite all right, Miss Adams. Thank you so much for helping me out.
It is no issue. Come back tomorrow. I'll have it ready for you tomorrow afternoon.
Take care.
Have a great day, sir. Well, that man was definitely poor. You're doing quite the service, Father.
So glad you approve. Anyway, how was your afternoon?
Well, Alan took us out on an amazing picnic, and let me tell you, it was delicious. And so we got into a bit of a fight. It ended in a full-fledged food fight. I mean, I haven't experienced so much craziness in a long time. It was riveting.
Sure. You, Mr. Caldwell? Did you enjoy yourself?
Yes, very much so. Your daughter has quite a lot of personality.
Yes, Alan, she most certainly does.
If it'd be all right with you, I would love to take your daughter out again, maybe tomorrow night, just the two of us.
That would be up to Juliana.
Sure. If it's any bit as fun as this evening, I look forward to it.
Wonderful. Then I'll be around tomorrow night. I count the hours.
Well, what did you think of him?
He's very nice, and I had a good time.
Well, good. I'm glad you gave him a chance. Mila, what did you think?
I think Alan like Julianna, but Julianna not like Alan.
Mila!
Very observant young girl. Darling, I told you not to settle.
I'm not settling. I'm currently having fun, and what is the shame in that?
None, but I fear that you will bring him to one knee and then turn the other cheek and run away, leaving the poor boy heartbroken.
That's a bit dramatic, don't you think, Father?
Darling, you know I am always right.
Cannot argue with that. Well, come on, Mila, let us go enjoy some tea.
Drink? How about you, Sarah? Would you like a drink? Sure. All right. Jack?
Sure.
A drink for the lady?
Thanks, Doc.
This is my first night out as a woman. I just turned 18.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you. I decided to treat myself.
This isn't the place I'd come to if I had the choice.
I don't come around here often.
That is quite clear.
What do you mean? I tried my best to look as disheveled as possible.
Gonna have to try harder than that, especially when I make a mockery of the downtrodden.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm trying to do here at all. See, I've never been here before, so I thought I would try my hand.
At being poor?
You're one bitter soul, aren't you?
Maybe I am, or maybe I'm the most charming man you'll ever meet.
Then why don't you show me then?
Why don't you show yourself a little respect and go home?
Thank you, Jack. He can be a massive dick sometimes. I'm sorry.
I'm not with anyone.
Coming. Hello. We've met yesterday.
Yeah, Julianna.
You remembered.
You made it a bit impossible to forget.
Funny, people often saying that about me.
What are you staring at?
Nothing. Oh, I wasn't staring at you. Actually, I'm staring at you staring at me.
My earring. I've come for my earring.
Right. Where else would you have come? Sometimes I don't think. Is this it?
Yeah, thank you. I have a rather odd question. Do you know how much this would be if I sold this to you? I found it and obviously never use it.
Why would you ever sell such a jewel?
Do you know how much it'd be?
No. Do you need money?
Who doesn't?
Well, here, I know it's not much, but I'm not in need of anything.
Thank you, though. I'm very well off.
Please, I insist. I know
And
it can
what
be
makes you think I want your money, love? The way I'm dressed, the way I speak. You can't understand
I'm sorry if I've offended you. I just wanted to help. Maybe you or your family needed some
I'm very well off. I don't desire for any charity.
If I were poor, I would take the money and feed my family.
What if I'd done the same to you, huh? You being rich and privileged. Perhaps you'd be offended.
Listen, you smell like firewood, and that means that you work outside, which means that you're poor. So please, just take the money.
That's ridiculous.
There's nothing wrong with being poor.
And you're just assuming I am.
Yes, your clothing has holes in it. Look at it.
You're the definition of spoiled.
And you're the definition of poor.
Oh, remind me to never come back to this side of town again.
So you are poor. Just admit it. I kind of have this thing where I always have to be right.
You don't say. Well, so do I. Have an average day.
Yeah, well, I do hope you come back for more.
What did you just do?
Nothing. I gave him his earring. I think that man's in need of a job here.
I don't think there was anything in the conversation you just had that indicated that.
Father, we have a duty to help those in need.
Who says he's in need?
Did you see the way he's dressed?
Julianna.
Father, come sit.
I'm fine. And you were saying?
Oh, well, I think that man's in need of a job here.
Julianna, it's just...
What? Come on, you need the help, and men don't want me helping them, being a lady and all that, you know.
Yes, I'm sure that is what it is, and not what I think just happened a moment ago.
Why are you taking me out here?
Well, I think it'd be a good idea if we take a walk alone.
Well, I cannot without an escort.
I know, but it's very important that I speak to you alone.
All right.
Dear, I do wish it were better weather.
What do you mean? It's about to rain.
You like the rain?
If I'd have it my way, I'd jump in every puddle if I had a food to do so.
I would never let you sully such a beautiful dress.
This old thing, it's nothing special.
Well, you look very special sporting it.
Alan, so what is it that you enjoy doing?
Well, I suppose I enjoy golf and hunting, mostly.
Well, maybe I'd love to join you sometime. With golf, I don't know much about hunting, but I think golf would be a lot of fun.
Well, I'm not very good at it.
Well, then maybe I'd beat you. What do you find so amusing?
No, nothing. I just...
No, I understand. You assume that because I'm a woman, I wouldn't have such interests in subjects such as golf.
Julianna, you'll have to forgive me. It's not often I come across a woman who shares interests in subjects such as golf, but I like you for those reasons. And I do apologize.
It's quite all right, Alan. As you can see, my days get a bit boring. I have no siblings, and my father is always working. It's not that I do not enjoy what I do. It's just sometimes I wouldn't mind a bit of excitement.
Well, maybe I'd be able to provide some for you then. Julianna Adams.
Whoa, Alan.
Will you marry me?
So soon.
Are you frightened?
No, it's all very new to me.
Perhaps I was forward in my current actions.
I'm gonna probably freshen up a little bit.
Well, let's go into your house.
Yeah.
Your house is right here.
Julianna?
That happens to be my name, depending on who is asking.
What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm running from a man, from my problems.
Problems? Oh, problems. Let me guess. The only legitimate reason...
Look, I know it sounds crazy, but a man that I don't know very well just asked me for my hand in marriage.
Okay, so you ran.
Away. I ran away.
From him? You ran away from him?
Yes, he asked me to marry him, so I ran away.
Wow.
Look, I know, but have you ever had such a thing happen to you completely out of the blue? I mean, you react the same way.
I cannot say a man's ever knelt down on one knee and asked me to marry him, but if someone did, probably find a better solution than running away and getting myself lost in what, and I might add, a dangerous place to be alone.
Seems all right by me, just, maybe a bit mucky.
Say a place for a girl like you. You should go.
Girl like me, what's that supposed to mean?
Oh, we won't want to ruin your hand-stitched dress now, would we?
Excuse me, but I already did. And I took offense to such comments.
What, you don't like being judged on your looks?
No, I do not. Fine, I see what you did. Well played. I do apologize for the other day. I just don't think before I speak sometimes.
It's quite alright. I mean, you weren't wrong. Look where I live.
What is it that you do?
I'm a sailor.
How fascinating. Maybe we could sail away and I'd never have to return.
If only.
Is that all you do? Just sail?
No, I eat, breathe, sleep, shit.
Is there anything you enjoy doing?
I like writing. You can write about this place in hopes of getting it cleaned up a bit.
You got anything on your old lady?
No, she...
Yes, just give me a second to reach into my pocket a little bit.
Alright, back off your creep.
Excuse me, just give me one second, please.
Oh.
Hey, my dress!
Nope,
She ripped
not
my
a good
dress.
idea.
Did you see my dress?
I'm well aware of what just happened.
Yeah, well.
Well, what? That stuff happens here all the time. Probably sell the fabric for some money.
I guess it'll do it better than it did me. But why?
You alright there?
No, I'm not all right. I mean, I'm not ready to marry.
So tell him no.
I can't tell him no.
Then tell him yes.
Well, I can't tell him yes either.
Really got yourself a situation
My father
there.
wants me to marry, but I don't know if I'm ready to marry. But if I were, I don't want to marry Alan, but I also don't want to tell him that it hurts his feelings. But I also don't know. I just want to have a family, but I'm not ready to be a mother. And I just don't know. You say something.
What in the world do you want me to say?
I don't know anything. Make me feel better.
What's the rush? Why do you need to marry now?
I have to grow up. I have to stop being so fancy-free.
Says?
Says everyone.
Gosh, there's no law that says you need to be married by a certain age.
Think I can marry myself?
Don't think that's legal. If it were, I'd already been married to myself.
Well, it should be. Anyways, I have to go. I have to make a very important decision.
Definitely. May I walk you?
Well. How chivalrous of you.
I can be a gentleman sometimes, believe it or not. May I walk you back and all?
You may. But you may fall in love with me on the way. Looks like I'll be interrupting a very serious conversation between my father and my admirer.
Don't let me keep you back from that.
I'm a bit nervous.
Do you know what you're going to say?
Nope.
Well, I know what I'd say.
What would that be?
I'm sorry I don't have a response for this.
Very simple way to put it, but regardless of my decision, someone's going to get hurt.
It's kind of how these situations work. You'll figure it out.
I hope.
Would you like to hear my advice?
Sure, why not?
Do what you decide to do. Now, I better be off.
That's your advice? To follow my heart? I wouldn't expect something so cliche to come from you.
Cliche? What's so cliche about that? Who does it anymore?
Cliche. Can you at least tell me your name?
Jack Monroe.
Jack Monroe. Both our names start with the letter J.
Must mean we're destined to be together.
It must. Good night, Jack.
Good night, Julianna.
Will anyone choose my ear off tonight? I have made my decision. I have decided to follow my heart, and my heart is telling me that I want to go up to my room, speak with Mila, and then go to bed. Hey. I'm good, I'm fine.
Julianna wasn't a simple girl. And what she wanted in life also wasn't simple. See, what we want in life changes depending on who we meet and certain situations we're put in. And we realize that what we think we want isn't really what we want.
What does that even mean?
Just let it resonate. I'm not sure what I just said either.
Mila, you're supposed to follow my lead.
Oh, I'm sorry, Juliana. I just...
Queen Juliana.
I'm sorry, Queen Juliana, but I thought we both mirror each other.
Yes, but someone has to be the leader, and I happen to be great at taking initiative.
Oh, you're so right.
Okay.
Okay, let's do this.
Good morning, Father.
What the hell is going on in here?
Good morning to you too, Queen Juliana. Thank you, Father.
Sorry. Good morning, Your Royal Highness. Now, what the hell is going on in here?
Mila and I have this game where we dress up as queen and princess, and we drink tea, but we have to mirror each other exactly what each other's doing the entire time.
Oh, creative. Now, can you find another place to do that, like your room?
Father, this place is so lavish and fancy.
It's my shop, Juliana, and after that trick you pulled last night,
Trick?
I should...
Whatever could you be talking about?
Whatever could I be talking about? You run away to God knows where, and you don't come back until after dinner. You leave poor Alan all alone, feeling horrible about himself.
I clean up the mess.
Did it ever occur to you that I might be a bit overwhelmed by my current situation? One moment, I'm walking the lovely streets of London, and then all of a sudden, a man gets down on one knee and proposes.
You are a charming young girl. Why should that be so surprising to you?
I hardly know the man at all.
I hardly knew your mother.
Yes, but you were in love.
And you are not?
I don't know. I don't know what love is. We have to love someone in order to propose to them, right? So maybe Alan loves me. I just don't know if I can reciprocate.
I'm not saying that you have to marry him. I don't want you to be unhappy. But you can't leave him waiting. This sort of thing is kind of time sensitive.
Why? He sprung it on me in such a rush. How am I supposed to know what I want so soon? I haven't thought of anything of marriage until yesterday, and marriage isn't a matter of to make a rush decision on time. I mean, if it were, then I would just marry Marvin.
Oh, we've been through this. You cannot marry my brother.
Father, why are you in such a rush to marry me off?
Because, Juliana.
Because why, Father?
Because I am not well.
Not well?
I'm sick.
Sick?
Can you stop repeating the last words of each of my sentences?
I don't understand.
Juliana, I am not in good health. And I want to make sure that you are taken care of before I...
No, don't say what you're about to say, please. Can you be treated?
I don't know.
Why you've been absent from the shop so much? Why didn't you tell me sooner?
You have nothing to worry about, dear. I'm going to leave you with money and make sure that you have a stable home to live in. I'm not going to just leave you stranded with nothing.
I don't want to be anywhere else. I want to stay here with you in our jewelry shop. I don't want to bug you in the middle of making a sale. I want you to see me marry a man that I love.
I want all of that, too. And I don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon, but I want to make sure that you are okay regardless of my condition.
Okay.
Hey, there's no need to be sad. Come give me a hug.
Will you go rest for the rest of the day? I'll watch the shop for you.
No, I'm fine.
Please, it'd make me feel much better.
All right, I will do that.
Oh, Jack, you've come again.
Just can't get enough of you, obviously. And you're not in the mood for a joke right now.
No, I'm all right. What is it that you need?
Yeah, yesterday when I walked you home, I saw your father's sign
Sign.
in the window saying help wanted.
Oh, I didn't even know he'd done so.
Yeah, well, I'd like to apply.
Really, Life on Deck isn't doing it for you anymore.
Well, no, I just thought I'd make a little extra money before the war.
All right, well then, why do you want this job?
To make money, of course.
Well then, congratulations, you have the job. Let me just, Father, I just hired my first customer. I'll tell you about it later, it's okay. What a blessing you've been. You've lightened my mood entirely.
Good to hear. I hope everything's okay.
It's not. Everything's actually falling apart in more ways than one, but some good has come out today, and for that I'm very grateful. You've given me a reason to smile.
Good, I'm glad. Looks good on you.
Would you like to start your job tomorrow?
Sounds great. I'll see you then.
I did what you told me to do. Just thought I'd let you know.
Which was?
You told me to follow my heart, correct? Well, I simply came back in here and I told them my heart desired to not make a decision.
You told them that?
In other words,
Stalling, good technique.
I didn't think of it that way.
Well, I hope you figure everything out.
Jack!
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm starting to think you're trying to keep me here.
I must admit, I do enjoy your company.
Well, we haven't been around each other long enough to call it company. You more so enjoy our short run-ins together. But I can promise you, Jack's company's pretty boring.
I doubt that. You're unlike a lot of boys I know.
Yeah? How so?
Well, I don't know, and how about I think on it and tell you tomorrow?
If you'd like.
Jack!
I'm to think you fancy me.
No, you had dirt clouding your cheek.
Oh, man, and I tried to look my best for you.
You're going to have to try a bit harder then.
Bye, Juliana.
Thanks, Josh.
Oh, and that smile does look great on you, by the way.
Mila, I've made a friend.
Like a drink, Sailor? There you go, right. How about you, B? Jack, been good times, right? Jack, where you been?
Haven't really felt like drinking much.
I haven't
Tom.
seen you in ages.
I haven't felt like parading around either.
You're not parading around, you live right upstairs.
Just haven't felt like it, Tom.
You're all sad, huh? You gotta stuff it down, Jack. When the sad comes up, you gotta push it back down and swallow it. The war's popped off. We're going. And that's just what it is.
No, I think I'm just gonna go to sleep.
Good riddance, Jack.
Right.
Right.
Good morning, Mr. Monroe, right? Is there something wrong with your earring?
No, I came to start my job today.
Oh, you must be the lad that Julianna hired. I do question her judgment sometimes, but this may be one of her better ideas.
I hope so. I mean, I've never really had a job like this before, and I haven't really been around much.
I'm sure you'll do fine. Come around, I'll show you.
Good morning, you two.
Oh, good morning, my darling. You're up early.
Oh. I cannot wait to get started on today's work.
You've never shown any interest in working with me.
Yes, but considering our most recent conversation, I think it'd be best for you to go lay down for a bit.
No, I'm actually fine today.
No, Father, please, I beg you.
I'm okay, Juliana.
But Father, come on, let's get
Juliana, never mind. This is my business. Now, please run along. I should be the least of your worries today. Juliana, please.
Fine, we'll leave you to it then. See you later, Jacques. Don't mind me, I'm just looking for my hat.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Oh, wait, Juliana, could you help me for a second? The tip is off.
Yeah, of course.
Your father took a break and he suggested I do the same.
Why don't you come on a walk with me and Mila will be down any minute to escort me?
This side of town isn't really my place.
Why did you get a job here?
To make money, I told you that.
Well, I just find it funny how you claim this side of town isn't your place, and yet here you are working for my father.
Well, there aren't any jobs on my side of town that really spark any of my interest.
I'm not buying it.
Well, good, because I'm not selling.
Your story, I'm not buying your story.
Well, listen.
Allow me get this straight. Sailor Jack stumbles in on the wrong side of town, meets the young Julianna, walks her home one night, sees the sign in the window, comes in for a job, shows up for the job, and claims that the side of town isn't his place. Seems like you fancy me.
Has it ever occurred to you might not be the center of the universe?
No, why?
Wow.
Well, listen, don't we all feel as though we're the center of the universe? Think about it. Everyone is as self-centered as the next, just some people are more discreet about it.
Well, sure, if you think about it. That's why I've come to the conclusion that most people are pretty rubbish.
I don't know. I mean, I think everyone's pretty selfish human being, but I've come to notice that the good always outweighs the bad in this world.
Yeah, how so?
Well, I don't know. It's just in certain situations I've been able to see the good. Seek and ye shall find. I know it sounds crazy, but I believe God has revealed himself to me in many ways.
Yeah, good for you.
I get the feeling you don't believe.
Well, I don't know what I believe in.
That's okay. A lot of people don't.
I mean, I've always had a hard time of grasping the idea of God and the Bible, but I always thought it's okay to believe in coincidences, but I also believe in things happening for a reason.
Well, I believe everything happens for a reason, or multiple reasons, even the little things. Like, I came down looking for my hand that led us to this conversation.
Looking at everything on a microscope is rather exhausting. You'll drive yourself mad.
I think it's too late for that then.
You're something else.
I get that a lot from my father.
Have you come up with a decision for your marriage situation yet?
No, it's time sensitive, so I have to hurry.
Rather an odd way to think of it. Why is it time sensitive?
Just is.
Well, I hope you come to a decision in the shortest amount of time possible.
I do as well.
Do you have any other options?
I can marry Marvin, my Russian cousin.
Well, sure, despite the language and cultural barriers. And the fact that it's incest.
Yes, it'd be a lot of fun. He'd always make me laugh.
Until he whisks you away to Russia, but hey, when do seem fun.
I would not let anyone take me away from this very spot. I'm very stubborn if you haven't noticed.
I think I could get you to budge.
Well, then you'd be the first.
Hand me that magnifying glass over there. Got you to move.
Not fair, that caught me off guard.
Oh, did I now?
Yes, you did.
Best beware all times, so I might sweep you off your feet this very moment.
That would never happen without my consent.
Good afternoon, sir. How may I help you?
Good afternoon. I didn't know Clyde was hiring.
He was as a day ago.
Well, good for him. It's good to see he's getting the extra help as needed, considering his current condition. I'm Alan.
Clyde?
Clyde. Funny.
What is?
Oh, you were serious. Clyde hired a Clyde. Well, you'll have to forgive me. Anyway, I'm sure we'll be well acquainted. Now, have you seen Clyde's daughter, Julianna?
Hello, Alan. I was looking for a screw. Okay, I found one.
Oh.
What can I help you with today?
Well, I was actually here looking for you. I was wondering if you'd like to accompany me on a stroll.
I would love to, but I can't. I have to help Clyde fix this watch here. The trick doesn't seem to be working.
Well, that is a shame. Perhaps another time. I do think it would be a good idea for us to discuss, well, everything that's going on and whatnot. All right. Well, Clyde, it was very nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Good day.
What a wonderful hiding spot. Is your head okay?
I'm fine, Clyde. I just wish I didn't have to talk to him.
You don't. You don't have to talk to anyone, really.
Well, you're correct in a literal sense, I'll give you that.
Don't have to give me anything. I know I'm right. You know, I find it ironic how you just asked me to go for a walk, and I politely declined. And then he comes in and asks you to go for a walk, and then you decline.
What exactly is your point? You know I don't want to see him as of the moment.
But you want to see me.
Don't flatter yourself.
You see, we could each learn a thing or two from Julianna. While she was wealthy and a bit spoiled and rarely heard the word no, she didn't give much thought to others' social statuses. She was comfortable where she was, so there was nothing really for her to complain about. Jack was hesitant about this. It was easy for him to forget where he came from when he was with someone who didn't care. But he faced his reality every night, returning to the same cold apartment with nothing but a bed, a candle, and a few drawings he'd like to sketch. Julianna, on the other hand, physically remained within the perimeter of her small town, but her mind was questioning onward to places she'd never been before.
All right, there are 4 points you need to be aware of. Forward, side, 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 then you stop, and then you spin like a dreidel. Very good, very good. All right, straight.
Straight?
Straight ahead.
Straight, okay.
Straight ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that spot. Leg up. Come on, come on.
Stop it. I'm trying my best now. I would like to forget about that. Okay, well, just let...
Oh, I do the dance the best.
You're from Russia.
Was I interrupting something?
No, we were just practicing the wedding dance. It's the traditional dance that I learned how to balance a lit candle on my head. It takes a lot of skill and balance.
And stillness. And I can see why this is hard for you, considering you have a hard time staying in one spot.
I will have you know, I was the absolute best in my ballet class all throughout my childhood.
Why, you continue your training. What? You sure?
Yes, we like ballerinas tall and elegant, not short and clumsy.
Well, if you're good, what difference does it make?
You'll be surprised, Mr. Jack. We pluck girls just from the ages of shy of 4, then we put them in ballet training, then we see who remains.
That sounds...
Selective it is, but I had a great time. I was, out of doubt, the best in my class.
Sure you were.
All right, it is way past my nap
Oh,
time.
Parker, Mila.
Parker.
I better get started today.
May I join you?
Of course, you can keep me company. How are you today, Julianna?
Since the last time you've seen me, nothing has changed.
Not true. Different day means different weather or different hairstyle.
You are extremely literal. I've noticed that everything that comes out of your mouth is extremely literal. You know, figurative language isn't a thing about with you. Did you know that about yourself?
You really like to analyze people, don't you?
I guess I do.
At least you're honest.
Jack, I envy how you've seen parts of the world that I'll never get to see.
You wouldn't if you'd actually seen it. No, what is it with girls in your side of town being so intrigued with the poor? You're living in a fairy tale. Why can't you just enjoy
I
it?
am not intrigued with the pool. It's just, you guys get to see more of the world, and I want to see how bad it can get and still remain hopeful.
Interesting.
Sorry, I ramble on a lot.
I don't mind.
Well, I'll try not to bother you anymore. That's
No, I really don't mind.
the first person to tell me that.
Yeah?
I like talking to you.
Do you now? I won't get used to it considering you'll be moving away to Russia.
Can you cut it out with the Russian thing? I'm not going to Russia. I'm only marrying Marvin as a last resort.
You know, maybe I'll just marry you and whisk you away from all this court nonsense.
He would throw me overboard on one of your ships the moment after we'd get married.
No, I think you jump off yourself considering how poor we'd be and you'd despise the smell of fish.
Careful, Jack Farrell, you're falling for me.
I am most certainly not. No falling right here.
I told you. Alexandra, how are you?
Great, Julianna. Thank you for asking. I was just curious to see who Clyde recently hired. Had no idea I would find Jack Monroe on this side of town before.
You and me both.
You two know each other. I would say so. In more ways than one.
What are you getting at?
Julianna, what a wonderful bracelet. Did your father give that to you for Hanukkah?
No, for my, that's a beautiful ring, Alexandra. Is that an engagement ring?
You have yet heard the news?
What news?
Oh, what am I kidding? Of course you've heard. I'm engaged.
What, to who?
To Alan Caldwell.
What?
Don't tell me you didn't know.
He proposed to me just a few days ago.
And you kept him waiting.
He told me to take my time.
And you did. He just didn't take his. I speculate he may have grown tired of your games. Believe me, they were fun when we were children, but I think we've all grown up by now.
Grown up? You're the pettiest girl I've ever met. You know how important a marriage was for me, and yet you go behind my back and say yes to the same man who asked me to marry him. What, out of spite?
This world does not revolve around you and your two-membered family, Julianna. Someone has picked me over you, and you can't stand to see it.
This was never a competition, Alexandra. I thought you and I were friends.
Julianna, no one is able to be your friend. You're far too selfish and immature to see that this world is not meant for girls to play in the rain and jump in puddles. It's for women to make a house a home, and I'm sure your Taurus should even say something about that. However, I would like to send my deepest regards to your father. He is a good man. Oh, and this one should be fun. I had a delightful time with him.
It's all right. You know, some people are just mean for no reason. At least I don't have to make a decision anymore. I'm just gonna...
Julianna, wait. None of what you said was true.
What has happened?
Well, Alan just proposed to Alexandra, and Alexandra just came in and broke the news to Julianna in a rather terrible manner.
But they are friends.
Sound of it, I don't think they ever really were.
Juliana has struggled in the past with some people. I always thought it was just because of her outgoing nature, but she's a rather peculiar girl.
I think she's fine, sir.
Why don't you marry her then?
Maybe I will. What better way to make things good with the boss?
I just know that one day, someday soon, a man will grow to love my Peanut just as I have.
Penim, meaning beautiful face. He, of course, was referencing his daughter. Here's the thing. Julianna typically went about her merry way, and for the most part, got everything she had ever wished for, except what she truly wished for more than anything in the entire world was a true friend. Someone to talk to, share things with, play with. Someone to jump in the puddles and dance in the rain. Unfortunately, she was all alone. Who knows? Maybe someone will join her.
Why, hello, Sailor Jack.
Don't think it's a good idea for you to be out here. You should go.
Just because you work for a wealthy merchant doesn't make you one. You can't order me around.
It's just a suggestion, that's all.
Well, I was just waiting for my fiancé. I encouraged him to break the news to Julianna himself.
I think she understood quite well when yesterday you told her and then proceeded to hurl insults at her. The only reason for him to do so is just to drive the knife in further.
Well, I doubt she believes me. It's hard for her to believe anyone's gotten anything over
She's
her.
a nice girl.
She's not nice, Sailor Jack. She's a pretty face that babbles on for way too long.
Maybe more people should listen to her babbling. The world can learn a lot from
You
someone.
fancy her. More than you fancy me, of course. Well, I could barely get a peep out of you a few nights ago. And you were
Stop.
busy.
Just stop. You got what you wanted. Rich man to take care of you. So just leave Julianna alone.
Stop acting like this is my fault. I I saw an opportunity and I grabbed.
Could have at least been nicer to her.
Hello, Clyde. I do think we should go over to the flower shop and get a bouquet made for Clyde. He's not doing well.
What do you mean not doing well?
Well, his condition is deteriorating. I do feel bad for what I'm doing to their family, but I'm just so in love with you.
You're an asshole. Trade a bag of gold for rocks.
Excuse you?
No need to excuse me.
Oh!
My name's Jack, asshole.
Come on, honey, let's go home. I thought his name was Clyde.
The bastard told me his name was Clyde.
Julianna,
It's fine, Jim.
Yeah, but Alexandra and I, we never...
Jack, your hand. You're bleeding. What happened?
I punched Alan Caldwell.
Yeah, right.
I did, right as he walked out the shop.
I don't believe you.
You can ask him or Alexandra.
Well, they deserved it then.
Yeah, he did.
I wish I'd been the one to do it to both of them.
Well, you're a nicer person than I'll ever be, so I don't really think you would.
No, you're a really nice person. You're kind and honest, and, I try to do the same, and yet people still call me selfish.
You're not selfish.
You're just being nice to me because my father is your boss.
Maybe I am, or maybe I genuinely like you. I guess we'll never know.
I don't do well with friends, as you can tell.
Neither have I.
And yet I feel as if we do well together. That must mean we're friends, right?
We've been. And I had no idea that the reason you had to marry so soon was because your father was ill. I understand now.
Yeah, I was a fool to think anyone would want me, though. And I did like Alan, but at least he agreed to marry me. I don't think there's anyone in this entire town that will marry me after this. I've never fit in this town. I'm too...
You're too big for this town. Too big for this world.
Exactly. The world can't seem to fit me in. There's no room.
Oh, there's room. You just need to find it. And if you'd like to know what I think I'd like more people like you in the world. I mean, humans can just be awful. Sometimes I listen to some people talk on and on.
Thank you. It's in moments like this that we could sail away and I never have to return again.
Now I know you must be going mad with talk like this. Oh, you're tired.
I have gotten no sleep. You're probably noticing the bags under my eyes.
Why don't you go get some rest?
Yeah.
Or on me.
Like a wonderful pillow.
I get that often.
Jack? Jack?
Where are you going?
I have to go home now, Julianna.
Alright. Have a great day, Jack.
Oh, Jack, your salary. Thank you for being good to her. You make her happy.
I just think she has a fine spirit, sir.
Maybe, but you make her laugh and allow her to forget. Hope you stick around for a while.
Of course, I happen to like working here for a few reasons.
Perhaps my daughter's one of them.
Maybe, or maybe it's just the money. Perhaps I fancy you, sir.
Oh my. You're in for quite a lot. I just know it, Pina.
Top of the morning to you, Jack Rowe. Do you like my dress?
Of course, it looks lovely on you.
Watch me spin.
Well, you're in a much better mood today.
I refuse to sit inside and sulk my misery. I mean, look, it's a beautiful day outside.
It is.
I love sunstorms. The sun is shining with all its might, and the clouds roll in, bringing all these beautiful effects and colors. But all in the middle of a torrential downpour. I know you have a hard time believing, but to me, it's like a message from God. I mean, these storms are so symbolic to how the world works. I mean, the plants need the rain in order to grow, but they also need the sunlight. And sometimes when clouds roll in on me and it feels like the rain will go away for an eternity, there is sunlight somewhere, and it will eventually get better.
Do you write this stuff down?
No, why?
I just thought that writing might be of great comfort to you in a time like this.
Instead of spewing them out at you, I know.
No, instead of bottling them inside of you.
Well, I don't think I'm going to focus for that writing and whatnot.
Just comes to you freely.
But okay then, sit. All I ever talk about is me, and I want to know more about you.
Me?
Yes, all I know is you're a sailor from the ghettos, you're a wonderful listener, and you're a writer.
There isn't much to know about me if I'm being honest.
Gosh, start with your family.
Don't have a family.
No mom and no dad.
Nope.
No, you had to come from somewhere. It didn't just appear one day.
Well, my father died when I was really young, and my mom died soon after.
No siblings.
I had a sister, she died too.
Wow, you've experienced a lot of loss.
Yep, most people have at some point. I guess it's just luck that I had to deal with it sooner. Got started making a living right after that.
So you became a sailor.
My father was a sailor, and I thought I'd give it a go, and I guess you could say it stuck.
So is that all you want to do? Just sail? No dreams or aspirations?
At one point I did.
What's that supposed to mean?
Let's just say I had high hopes for a better life than the one I'm leading, and I guess you could say I worked towards it, but realised I wasn't getting anywhere, so I had to make do with what I got, so that's what I did.
That's sad.
You asked. That's why I don't like to talk about myself for this very reason.
I want to hear what you have to say, Jack.
Well, if you want to know what I have to say, let me say this. I don't think you should marry anyone.
Don't be silly.
Has it ever occurred to you might not need a man?
I've never heard a man say those words to me ever.
It is a quite uncommon thing to hear.
Why don't you just marry me then?
We've been over this very subject before.
I am very certain I'm going to be left alone.
Julianna, you're not left alone.
I told you. What are you doing? Did you sleep with Alexandra?
I don't know why this is the subject.
I just wanted to know. You can be honest.
No.
Did you get close to doing like?
The diddly do? I guess we got close. Things went a little too far.
Did you love her?
No.
Did you have to love someone in order to do those kinds of things with them?
Love has nothing to do with it most of the time. Why are you asking?
I don't know. She's been an awful friend to me, and to find out that she was intimate with you at one point doesn't make matters much better.
Well, it was before I knew her, really, and before I knew you.
You didn't love her at all.
No.
Have you ever been in love?
I'm not in the mood to answer these
Please,
kinds
I'm
of
just
questions.
curious.
No. Never been in love.
With anyone or anything for that matter?
No.
Well, why do you think that you've
Do you
never
want to
been...
know why? Because love isn't real. And the moment that you think it is completely diminished by social standing, materialistic values, and the reminder that you'll never be enough for the person you suppose you love. Love just creates self-loathing and hatred. It's not real, Julianna. Not for me.
I don't believe you. I don't believe that you've never believed in love because everything you just said contradicted itself. I just believe maybe you think you're not worthy of it.
Maybe so. Can we be finished here?
Be enough for me. You would have loved me, of course.
Let's not beat around the bush. We both know that any man who crosses past me falls for you immediately.
I'm not trying to have you confess anything to me, Jack. I'm trying to confess to you.
Julianna, you are drunk on emotion right now. Your father is
You don't have to remind me, Jack.
Obviously I do. This was a mistake. I never should have come to work here. Only a distraction to you and your plan.
I have no plan. I've never given a rat's ass about social standing or how much money is in your pocket. It means nothing in the grand scheme of my happiness. Of course, before you, I didn't mind the idea of marrying rich because I never cared for anyone the way I cared for you.
You don't even know me.
I know enough to want to know more.
No, you don't.
Yes, you don't get to decide.
I do, and I am now. Goodbye, Julianna.
You walk out that door, so help me God.
What could you do? What could you possibly do? My life is already...
Stop feeling sorry for yourself.
Oh, you think
You're
you can...
a huge baby who's too afraid to admit his feelings to me over something as stupid as money. You're being pathetic.
You are so immature.
Says you.
You just...
Just what? Come on, I'd love to hear this one. Spit it out. Come on, let's hear it. Why are you just standing there staring at me? Stop it! Never been more confused.
Me either.
Me again, please.
Julianna, need you to go out, Julianna? Julianna, can you go get us some dinner, please? Julianna, can you hear me? Yoo-hoo.
This is
I'm sorry, I'm confused, darling. What are you talking about?
Love. It will run out right away, Father.
Wait, what? What did I miss?
It is the year of our Lord 1812, June 14th. A great King of Oz, George III, has now declared his intermission. We will take a 15-minute break. Please get up, enjoy yourselves, stretch your legs, use the loo, check out the merchandise. Thank you.
I think we were all waiting for that dramatic kiss, right? Well, so was Julianna. She was filled with more exuberance than ever before. She almost felt like a new person.
And what about Jack?
Haha, yes, he was a mess.
Why? He got the girl of his dreams.
Oh, well, exactly. His love for her was painful. He knew the chances of them being together were slim, and in his mind, he was not worthy of her. He did all he could, but would never dare take a portion of what he deserved.
Sounds like you, Bruno.
Yeah, I am a pretty great guy, aren't I? But the story takes a turn. Jack decided to drown his sorrows. Well, Julianna would write in her journal. Julianna took Jack's recommendation, but Jack couldn't take his own. Funny how that works.
Good morning, darling. Why don't you join Mila and I for some tea?
If you insist. Oh, okay. I stuck around. Yeah, no, you can't have sugar. Take this one. Okay, what's all this about, Father?
Darling, I don't want to just wait in bed to die. I want to enjoy every moment I can with you.
Well, why don't we go on a walk then? Mila can come and we can invite Jack.
Jack hasn't been back to the shop in a number of days, darling.
Oh, he's probably sick or something, which is why we should go check up on him.
We should probably just give him some space. I mean, after everything that happened. Well, speaking of which, what did happen again?
We had a minor altercation involving feelings, him and I, but I'm sure he's gotten over it. It's funny how men are more dramatic than us ladies.
What I find funny is that he has not been back to the shop after this so-called altercation that you speak of, that involved feelings.
Right. Well, how about that walk then?
Julianna relentlessly kept high hopes, thinking one day he would walk in through the door. But he was too busy filling his pastimes with things from the past.
Seem a bit frustrated, aren't you there? Take that as a yes.
Obviously. You're way too young to be here.
I'm not that young. I'm 20 years old.
And clueless. Don't want to talk at the moment.
I hear what they say about you. You right?
Barely.
I've read some of your works from the lady next door. You're very good.
Thanks.
Ah, he has some manners, I see.
Could be a real gentleman sometimes, believe it or not.
And what about the other times? The times you aren't a gentleman?
I slam doors in people's faces and walk on women when on the street.
I hope you're kidding.
Guess I'm kidding. Now what is it you want?
Well, you don't beat around the bush. I was going to ask to spend the night.
No, I don't do that anymore.
What's changed?
Feelings. I'm in love with a girl and I can't be with her. If I can't be with her, I don't want to be with anyone.
Ah, that girl wouldn't have to be young Julianna Adams, would it?
Take it you know her?
Yes, her father owns the jewelry shop you're working at. They're decent people, just a bit arrogant, always giving me an outrageous tip when I sell her dresses, just to show how much she can give.
It's hard to watch being poor at first, and then you start realizing that she just wants to help people. She'd just give anything she possibly could just to see someone smile.
To me, it just seems like she's constantly seeking validation. She's a rich Jew.
Just because she was born rich doesn't mean she deserves to be shit on because of it. Her religion is hardly different from yours.
Right, I'm sorry.
You should be.
I can see you truly care for her.
Something like that.
What a miserable sight this is. You basking here in your misery.
I'm tempted to forget at the moment.
And as time traveled on, so did they. Clyde getting sicker by the minute, Jack growing colder. Julianna's heart was growing heavy. Her smile was beginning to dim. Clyde's last moments were spent with his beautiful daughter, filled with love and comfort. However, Julianna was filled with grief and sorrow. With no one but herself and Mila to keep her company, she tried to stay positive and move on with her life, but how could she when everyone she had ever loved had left her at this point? Julianna buried her father on Sunday. She refused to wear black and mourn in dull and lifeless colors. She instead dressed her and Mila up in the brightest colors she could find and decorated his grave with flowers and daffodils. Jack showed up for the funeral a few moments later. She put his favorite watch on his grave, cried on Mila's shoulder a bit, and they walked back to the jewelry shop. Unsure of how to process all of this, but Julianna knew she was going to have to.
Thank you for coming, Jack.
Of course.
Where have you been?
I've just been a bit stupid lately. I'm sorry I wasn't there sooner.
Okay, you're here now.
Why are you so nice?
What?
Your father was sick and dying, and I completely abandoned you, left you all alone, and just been a complete arsehole, and you're just so nice to me, and you've constantly
I
been...
don't think you're so terrible, Jack.
Stop, just stop.
What do you want me to do? Do you want me to be mean?
Yes, I want you to yell at me and tell me how terrible I am, and say how lousy I've been.
Please, Jack, I'm not in the mood for any of this right now.
I think you should just face your problems and let out how you feel.
I am not facing my problems. I'm not avoiding them. I'm standing in them, okay? Please, just cut it out with the mind games just for today, Jack.
There you go, yes. Tell me how these mind games are.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. Why don't you tell me?
That's not my place.
I'm making it your place. Come on, Julianna, just...
Okay, fine. You've been a lousy friend, completely selfish, and you broke my heart. I really needed someone, and I wished you were there for me, but you weren't. And I assume common sense would tell me you're no good for me and I deserve someone better. And yet, without a moment of hesitation, I feel a huge sense of comfort take over me, despite everything you have done. It feels so quiet. Yeah. Different quiet. My father was a quiet man, and he didn't make much noise. If you would take me from this moment, it'd be like any normal day. Silent and still. Me disturbing the peace. I think that's what's making it so hard. Having to remind myself that he's really gone. This place was our everyday, and he's just not a part of it anymore.
How it was when my sister died.
You never get over loss. It just gets better and easier to deal with. But this...
And just as she falls from her father's arms into Jack Monroe's, she will soon fall from his as well. It's funny. After this, she remained her silly, giddy self, but there was a calloused nature to her, a deep hurting that you could tell just by the look of her smile. A bright, youthful smile she would give with a lump in her throat and tears ready to pour from her at any moment. But she held herself up as best she could. She didn't know how she would get through it, but she strutted through the days, some worse than others, some so miserably miserable, but she still got through the day. Meanwhile, Jack was there to comfort her best he could. They'd argue, fight, laugh, cry a bicker all day, but there was no denying they were head over heels for each other. But just as the sun began to rise again for Julianna, the sun had to set for Jack the sailor, with troubles on his mind.
Jackaro!
So I dropped in something.
No, come here, come in. What's wrong? I've heard a talk like this before. You're leaving, aren't you?
I was drafted to fight overseas on vessels.
Oh.
Julianna, if I had the choice, I'd...
You do? I have money. I can get you out of the trap.
No.
No, please, my father would have insisted. Just wait here while I
Julianna,
go.
wait. I didn't come for a way out. I came to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yes.
Well, have a great time then. I'll see you after.
Julianna.
I said goodbye.
That's it?
Yes.
It's very clear how much I mean to you, and...
I'm in love with you. Now what am I supposed to do? What? What am I supposed to do?
I don't know! I don't know why you love me. Do you love me truly? You just love the fact that I didn't leave you alone, because that's really what this is about. You don't actually care for me or worry about me. You just don't want to be alone.
It is not. How dare you? You know I care for you, and I wouldn't want anything to happen to you. I've known I've cared about you since the moment you got my life on its head.
Do you hear me? I said.
Of course I hear you. Don't ever shut up. But right now would be an excellent time to shut up the hell up for once. Will you write me?
Stupid question.
I want you to tell me everything, even if you fall for someone who's everything I'm not, and...
That will never happen.
Write me when you can.
I will.
Right, Julianna.
Promise me you'll be safe.
I promise you, will you hush up already?
Yeah.
I promise.
I do love you. You know that.
I do.
One by one, all of these men slowly faded away until it was just her. She was left with an unbearable sadness festering into a newfound anger. It is known that men in rage strike those that wish them best, but I believe a woman in rage is much more fearful. A woman in rage will destroy anything in their path that is in their way and still manage to uphold their values. She was left with very little to do and no one to turn to.
Julianna.
Don't you find it funny, Mila?
There are lots of
How
things
women are basically what hold the society together, taking on the men's loads and the females' loads, and everything revolves around men for some reason.
Never thought of it.
Of course you didn't. I act like I speak out against it, and yet here I am, sitting on this couch, waiting for the man that I love to return for more. I mean, how much more pathetic could I get?
What are you supposed to do?
I don't know. I've never been good at what I'm supposed to do. I've always just done what I wanted, when I wanted, taken what I wanted.
Well, you don't have much control over this situation, I'm afraid. Oh, unless you wanted to dress up like sailor and convey yourself away to the vessels. Oh, wouldn't that be a sight?
Yes, but I do believe I make a wonderful soldier.
I think so too. You should be a bloody one.
In this in Spain, I don't know how to handle both. Seems to me like we're short-handed.
Well, maybe you should join them.
Maybe I will.
Oh, and bring me back one of our severed heads on a dinner plate and serve it to me with a smile on your face.
Julianna waited around. She tried her best to keep the jewelry shop up and running, but very few people wanted service from her. She had few friends, but many suitors. She turned them all down and stayed loyal to her love, Jack. She received letters from him for 3 years. He would write her every month, whenever he could. She wrote him every week.
You sound obsessed.
She had no one. She was lonely. Her father was gone. The man she loved was gone.
She had Mila.
No, because Mila married a young sailor and began living in a cottage in the east end of London.
Mila just left her?
Well, I mean, she would visit her time after time, and she kept herself busy by sewing and playing music. She would spend holidays with Mila, and even though she hated Alexandra, she hung out with her from time to time, just to give her something to do. See, Alexandra was miserable because of Alan, so she was able to confide in Julianna about everything, and Julianna loved to listen. Other days, Julianna would go deliver baguettes and bread to the poor. She made friends with a few prostitutes who she could talk to about Jack. Other than all of that, her life remained at a standstill, waiting on every letter from Jack.
Is there anything for me today?
How is the first commandment? Man must rescue you. There's not anything.
He writes me every month, though.
I can't imagine it being easy to write to every month. I mean, he is at battle, my
No,
love.
don't say what you're about to say.
Julianna waited around another 2 months. Still hadn't heard from him. And then another 2 months went by until it had turned into a year with absolutely no word from Jack. She still checked, though, until finally she was set straight.
Still nothing, my darling. It's been a whole year. Maybe we should...
No! I will continue to hold out hope.
Oh, you are a beautiful girl. Any man would want you.
I don't want any other man. I want Jack.
No, it's okay, Peanut. It's okay.
I was a fool to believe in something that was just non-existent from the beginning.
You know that's not true. You know Jack loves you and you love him.
He doesn't. Or not like I love him. My happy days are over. There's no point chasing them. Some people end up happy or content and satisfied, and some people are miserably left alone. And as the years go on, I'm beginning to think that's where I stand.
You're just not being practical.
There's nothing practical about love or being in love. He had a choice and he didn't choose me.
Juliana, this isn't like you. The girl I met years ago was fierce and strong. What happened to her?
She vanished when she was left on her own.
Juliana.
Mila.
Oh, don't all please me. You spend a lot of time talking and very little actually listening. Make a step towards something that will make you happy. Like I said, the girl I met years ago was fancy-free and filled with more life than anyone I'd ever met. And she's still in you. You just need to find her. Why sit here and sulk and wait for every letter from a man? Make a step towards something that will make you happy, Juliana. No, I didn't mean that right this moment. What are you doing?
She hiked her skirt up and marched right on over to a tailor shop to buy men's array. They thought it was strange that she requested men's array suited to her small frame, but she put her hair up and began to march to the vessels. Mila, of course, joining her and trying to talk her out of it. Unfortunately, there was nothing anyone could say.
Juliana, this is crazy. You don't even look like a boy, but forget a man.
I at least have to try, Mila.
Oh, come on. You need to come home.
No, Mila, my home is on one of those ships.
No, not now. Come.
No, Mila, please, I need to do this for myself. I have nothing holding me back. My father's gone. The man that I love is out there on one of those ships.
There's no need to be Joan of Arc now. You need to come home.
No.
You're Juliana.
Mila, I just want to be Juliana. Please, let me do this. Be safe. I wish I could promise that.
Your father will be watching over you. He raised a warrior. Now go on that ship and kick some ass.
Ow!
You better get used to that.
Well, look at this bum chum.
Ain't never seen you around here before.
No, you haven't.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm fighting in the war, Gov.
With these rosy cheeks and these little fingers.
So it would not make me tremble
Tremble for what?
to see 10,000 fall.
Oh, but you will. A little courage, but you look like a berk? Okay, welcome to hell. Get on board.
What do they call you?
They call me Jackaro.
Jackaro. Enter.
And so they sailed on. Juliana, of course, was on a separate vessel than Jack, but she sailed on. She was a good fighter. Although joining forces a full 6 months before the war ended, her disguise remained intact, but she stayed low among her seamen.
I don't believe that for a moment. 6 full months and they never found out who she was.
Well, Juliana stayed low, and she truly was a good fighter. She was small, so she had an advantage, and she was very strong. At times, late at night, when the men would talk about their women they'd left behind, Juliana says she didn't really know exactly what to say, other than that she thinks if they really wanted to be with them, why wouldn't they come after the soldiers?
When I was younger, I used to play this game where I used to shove so many bananas in my mouth.
I heard that about.
Oh, shut up! But now I can't stand the smell and taste of them because I heard they prevent scurvy.
Thank you for being Jack. I ain't seen you laugh like that this whole time. The whole war.
Well. Jack Monroe thinks something's funny. Oh, it took you a whole damn war.
You just remind me of someone I know. She hated bananas as well.
Is that pretty little flower you're fancying?
Something like that.
So she made your little admiral stand up.
I guess you could say that.
Well, if I was you and she was she, well, maybe I'd take her from you.
You could certainly try, but I'd kick your ass.
What would you hit a man with glasses?
I'd take them off first.
Take her for the war, boy. Take her for the war.
Juliana lasted a full 6 months, starting with the action at Natasha and ending with the capture of the HMS Penguin. The war ended long before the gunnery between America and British ships ended, and Jack had almost lasted all of the battles with not a single wound, being smart, strong, and very brave. But the last battle is what really did him in. Juliana was among the few upon who did not get captured as a prisoner of war, where 90 of her seamen were, and 14 of them left for dead, making her run for shelter on another ship.
Right, been the dirtiest people I have ever been honored to serve with. The enemy is right out there. Make your peace with God. For the morning, some of us will not be here. Right.
Ready! Aim! Fire!
Someone help me pick him up!
Help me
pick him up!
To the diggings, let's get him aboard the shore.
Story is crazy.
Would you like to hear the end of it?
I don't know. Does it have a happy ending? You know I don't do well with sad endings.
No, it's horrible, terrible. Everyone dies. They all end up getting blown up.
Okay, I get it. Now tell me the rest of the story.
Well, anyways, Julianna ended up getting him the best medical attention needed and was able to return to her jewelry shop in London. Jack was asleep for a while, but Julianna waited at his bedside. This time, after everything she'd gone through, she knew she would never let him go again. And if another war were to happen, she knew exactly what she was going to do.
Isn't that your name?
I'm sorry, I had to tell your name for a little bit.
It's quite all right. Won't be the last time you'll have my name.
Well, I'm hoping there'll be no more wars anytime soon.
Marry me.
Jack, we don't need to rush into anything anymore.
I know, but I want to marry you right this very moment.
Jack, you're not sane right now.
That's very true, but I can't think of anything crazier than not having our names tied together.
So you do love me back?
Of course. You doubted my love for you?
At times, you never know what anyone is thinking when you're so far away. But I never doubted my love for you.
Do you know what I dream about at night on those ships?
What?
I would dream about the very moment I'd come home. I'd get down on one knee and ask you to marry me. And ideally, you wouldn't run off into the ghettos of London into another sailor whose name also starts with a J. But you'd say yes, and I could spin you around, and we'd finally get our moment.
What about this? This couldn't have been what you imagined.
Not quite, but it's better than what I imagined, because it's real. You're right in front of me. Marry me, Julianna Adams.
I don't know. I might have
Julianna, it's not the time for that.
Of course. Nothing would make me happier.
And so there we have it. The daughter of a wealthy merchant falls in love with a poor sailor. The very next day they got married, in the same clothes as the day they wore before. Although Julianna had to wear a crown and veil. Meanwhile, Jack was basically leaning on Julianna the entire time due to his war injuries. But none of that even matters.
But none but Jack the Sailor, true love ever knew. Oh, true love ever knew. Jack is gonna sail with trouble on his mind. He's left his dirty country and darling girl behind. Oh, his darling girl behind.
yourself away. Before you get on board, sir, may we like to know. She smiled on her countenance, they call me Jackaro. Oh, they call me Jackaro. I see your waist is slender, your fingers they are small. Your cheeks are red and rosy to face the cannonball. Oh, to face the cannonball. I know my waist is slender, my fingers they are small. But it would not make me tremble to see 10,000 fall. Oh, to see 10,000 fall. The war soon being over, she went and looked around. Her mother dead and wounded, her darling boy she found. Oh, her darling boy she found. She picked him up onto her arms and carried him to the town. She sent for a physician to quickly heal his wound. Oh, to quickly heal his wound. This couple, they got married, so well did they agree. This couple, they got married, so why not you and me? Oh, why not you and me? Oh, why not you and me?
The point of the story isn't to show how two people from opposite social classes can fall in love, or even that your social status doesn't define you. You are defined by you, and everything you do is up to you as an individual. You have the power to create your own happiness. You also have the power to create your own misery. No matter what society or your parents say. Julianna and Jack were poor, and at times they struggled, but they were so in love that life was sweeter than all the riches in the world. They got married, so why not you and I?
I will marry you, Bruno. I think we could all learn a thing or two from Jackaro.